Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into and demystifying one of the absolute most confusing places in the modern world, the supplement aisle. Look, if you've ever felt completely overwhelmed staring at hundreds of different vitamin bottles, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to look at this whole thing through the lens of a clinical nutritionist, because instead of just blindly taking everything and hoping for the best, we're going to actively optimize your health using a really powerful framework I like to call the Foundational 5. So be honest for a second. Is your daily multivitamin actually doing anything? Or worse, is the standard RDA you've been blindly following actually hindering your health? Today, we're completely shattering those outdated nutritional paradigms you've been taught for years. This explainer is all about bringing you sharp, science-backed clarity so you can make the absolute best decisions for your body starting right now. Okay, let's dive right into our roadmap for today. First, we'll cover the minimum intake myth. Then we'll look at why vitamin D3 absolutely needs K2. Third, master minerals and electrolytes. Fourth, essential fats and foods. And finally, we'll go over the biggest multivitamin mistakes to avoid.
Section 1, the minimum intake myth. It is officially time to move from just surviving to actually thriving.
Think of the RDA, the recommended dietary allowance, as your nutritional minimum wage. Seriously, it's basically just enough to keep you from developing a clinical deficiency disease, like scurvy. On the flip side, optimal goals represent your thriving wage. When you factor in modern body weights, immense daily stress loads, and the need for active health correction, our physiological demands far exceed those outdated RDAs. If you actually want to repair and optimize your body, you absolutely need therapeutic doses, not just the bare minimum. So, what do we actually mean by foundational supplementation? Well, we aren't talking about highly specific situational herbs or trendy biohacks here. We are talking about the core tier of nutrients that address the most prevalent modern insufficiencies. When you fill these specific foundational gaps, you don't just fix one tiny issue. You produce the widest possible range of physiological improvements across your entire body. It's the ultimate domino effect. Moving right along to Section 2, vitamin D3 needs K2. Let's establish your biological pipeline. Okay, the absolute key metric you need to know here is 50 nanograms per milliliter. That is your baseline target serum level to get any sort of meaningful physiological benefit. We're talking everything from immune regulation to mood stability. Now, to actually hit that 50 ng per milliliter mark, an average adult often requires anywhere from 8,000 to 10,000 IU daily. To put that into perspective, that's the equivalent of spending 15 to 20 minutes in full-body summer sun. And let's be real, most of our indoor modern lifestyles simply do not allow for that. And this brilliantly illustrates a biological synergy that is completely non-negotiable. Step 1. Vitamin D3 does a fantastic job of increasing your intestinal calcium absorption, essentially pulling it right into your bloodstream. But it stops there. Step 2 requires vitamin K2, specifically in the MK7 form. K2 basically acts as the ultimate traffic cop. It directs that circulating calcium straight into your bones, which prevents it from depositing in your arterial walls. Without K2, you're literally looking at a major risk of soft tissue calcification. No thanks. Section 3, master minerals and electrolytes. Let's address those silent deficiencies. Get a load of this staggering statistic, 1%. Literally only 1% of your body's magnesium actually circulates in your blood plasma. The other 99%, it's locked deep inside your cells and your bones. This is exactly why standard blood tests completely miss whole body depletion. Your lab results might come back saying your magnesium is absolutely perfect, all while your cells are practically starving for the most critical mineral cofactor responsible for over 300 different reactions in your body. It's crazy. So, for the busy professional, here is some rapid-fire optimization. First up, always choose magnesium glycinate. It gives you about 80% absorption compared to that incredibly cheap magnesium oxide, which only absorbs at a measly 3 to 4%. Second, split your magnesium doses up throughout the day to really maximize that absorption. And finally, check your electrolyte labels right now. If you see maltodextrin, drop it. It's just a cheap filler that spikes your blood sugar and completely ruins your hydration strategy. Section 4, essential fats and foods. It's time to rebalance the modern diet. Now, what's really interesting here is this 15-to-1 ratio. Ancestrally, human beings thrived on a perfect 1-to-1 ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids. But today, the massive influx of industrial seed oils in our diets has pushed that ratio all the way up to 15-to-1, or sometimes even higher, heavily favoring omega-6. And this massive imbalance just fuels systemic chronic inflammation across your entire body. We desperately need the EPA and DHA from omega-3s to come in and extinguish that inflammatory fire. But thinking like a true clinical nutritionist means realizing that supplements aren't always found in pill bottles. Sometimes, superior whole foods are the ultimate biohack. Need your omega-3s? Canned sardines and wild salmon pack incredibly dense, highly bioavailable EPA and DHA. Looking for selenium to support your thyroid? Literally just a couple of Brazil nuts a day will completely cover you. And for crucial trace minerals like zinc and copper, which are notoriously depleted from our modern soils, shellfish and organ meats are absolute nutritional gold mines. Section 5. Multivitamin mistakes to avoid. Let's navigate the biggest pitfalls of the supplement aisle. You really need to pay close attention to this clinical warning. Indiscriminate iron supplementation in non-deficient individuals generates oxidative stress and is associated with tissue damage over time. Far too many of those generic, one-a-day multivitamins just pump themselves full of cheap iron. Listen, unless you have a confirmed blood test from your doctor proving a clinical iron deficiency, taking it blindly is essentially rusting your body from the inside out. And here is another massive pitfall, particularly for postmenopausal women who are focused on building bone density. Taking high-dose calcium supplements without K2 and magnesium. Remember our biological pipeline rule from earlier? Isolated, high-dose calcium does not automatically build strong bones. Without K2 there to act as the traffic cop, it actually increases your vascular risk by calcifying your arteries. It's a huge mistake. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one absolutely crucial question. Will you continue settling for the nutritional minimum wage of the standard RDA, or is it finally time to target true, optimal therapeutic health? Take control of your foundational 5 today, fill those right core gaps, and just watch how it elevates your entire biological system. Thanks so much for joining me, and here's to thriving, not